All right, so what we're gonna do here is not necessarily an improvement on the performance of the snowmobile, but definitely an improvement if you wanna be able to get unstuck easier. Now, what I have here in the back here is what I've been using before. It's just a steel plate in the back and nothing really. So if I want to grab the snowmobile, pull it out of the snow, I have to grab around here, and it's not very comfortable and it's a little bit awkward. So what I'm going to do is, this whole business is just a bunch of different plates all bolted together. So I'm going to see how much I can get rid of these plates, these side panels. I don't like them, they're stupid. I don't see any real purpose for them. Pull off these little bits right here. There's another secondary plate that's holding this. The only thing it's doing is holding this in place. So I'm going to pull that off. And then I got a round tube here that I'm going to measure the width here. I'm going to bend it around and I'm going to flatten the ends so I can bolt it to these existing holes here. So at least I'll have a nice grab bar at the back so I can hold on to it, and then also to wrap a tow rope around it so I can pull people out, which I'll be doing a lot of. All right, so we got those little side plates off, and it doesn't look great, but you know what? I don't think I'm going to use the same holes here, because this one is just all aluminum. And so if I put a grab bar going up like this into this aluminum hole, it's going to be a lot of strain going down. This is going to try to pivot on this one here. So there's going to be a lot of strain going down onto this hole. So there's not very much aluminum between here and there. So I feel that my redneck instincts in me says that if I put enough force on it, one day this thing's just going to rip right out the bottom. So instead I'm going to go up to here, because this one's a steel reinforcing going all the way across the tunnel up here. So steel here, steel there. You're not going to rip through that. There's no way. Just now I have to give it so that bar doesn't look so silly going down. So I may give it a little bit of a sweep, or try to make it so, depending on how much material I've got, try to get it as straight on as possible, because I don't want it going down, because going down is going to get in the way of this this flap. I guess you'd call it a mud flap. This is a snow flap now. So I don't want it going down. I don't want it going down like this. I want it going as much straight out as possible. So I'll decide how I want to do it, but first I got to figure out width, and I'm fairly certain it's 15.5 or 16 inches wide, but I'll double check it anyway. Then how far I need to make the ends of that tube from here to here. So I'll measure it up, cut it, bend it, and flatten out this so I can drill holes into it. So I made a bit of a boo-boo. When I measured, you know, they say measure twice, cut once. Well, I did measure twice. I got everything, the exact number that I thought it was in my head, but apparently that number was quite off, because I measured this to be 4 inches in this end here, and then for some reason 16, and I added 4 inches on both ends. Well, that doesn't give me any space to put the bar to come out of it. So that was a little silly of me. So now here we don't like to waste anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop off that 8 inches off that end. I'm going to put some flat stock on both sides. I'm going to weld onto it. Not as clean as it was before, but we can save this hunk of pipe. Like, it's not like this hunk of pipe is useless now. It's just I cut it off already, so I'd rather use it while I can. So there we have it. It's our grab bar. All it is just a pipe. I took it around an anvil, I bent it and flattened it out, and then I bolted it in. It's nothing special. If you have an aluminum bar, use it. Be careful when bending aluminum, because aluminum has a little bit more of a tendency to crack than steel does. What I would suggest is, if you have an oxyacetylene torch like that, what you would do with the aluminum is you would heat up the aluminum. Well, actually, first you would char the aluminum with just the acetylene. So just turn on the acetylene, char it till it turns completely black. So you got just basically ash on it. Then heat it up till that char goes away. So as soon as that ash disappears, that means it's hot enough to start bending. Any hotter than that, you'll melt it. Any colder than that, you'll start cracking. So that's a little bit of a trick if you want to use aluminum. I use steel here. It's a bit heavier than what I had on there before, but having a nice grab bar is better than trying to reach your hand around here all the time. And then also I can tow people, so I can just hook on here and give people a yank. So that is well worth the couple ounces I put on there. All right, if you found that helpful, subscribe to my channel. Again, really easy to do, and you'll be up to date on all of this sled and all the modifications I'm doing on it. So yeah, check out my Facebook page, like the Facebook page, and check me out on Twitter. All right, take care, guys. Last point to make about this grab bar, if you didn't have a grab bar before, it'd be kind of difficult to jack up the rear of the sled. So this is mainly why I did it, because I'd like to jack up the rear of the sled. There's no really good spot to do it. So that really helps you. So now you can examine your track tension and do everything else. It's a good place to jack from the back. And then I have, of course, my grab bar from the front that I can jack from the front. So then, yeah, it's a really, really convenient spot. So convenient to have that grab bar. I'm really wondering why I didn't put it on earlier. But now I did, so I showed you how to do it. It's really not that bad. As long as you have a nice piece of pipe that you can bend fairly easily, you can do it. All right, take care, guys.